Just a reminder, we're going to be going live here shortly. We're going to do it about 10 minutes before we do the airwaves. So if you want to check in through the live chat, you're more than welcome to. And we hope you enjoy it. Hope you enjoy tonight's net. Alright, let's see if I can remember to turn my microphone on. And why is the video frozen? That's not good. Oh. I hope this is not going to be one of those nets. Give me a second here. Well, I've got 10 minutes to figure it out. So, okay. Let's see. Why is this not doing with the camera? Let's go to that camera. Let's see what happens here. Okay, so you can see me there. Now I'm going to go back to the other camera. Ah, okay, we're good. All right, crisis averted. So, yeah. All right, so hello, everyone. And you can tell this ain't a professional job. So I am far be it from being professional. So let me get the microphone down to the radio. And we will be going on the air in about 9 minutes. So tonight, we're going to talk about last Sunday's Tennessee QSO Party, which is why we didn't have the net last week. We will be going on the... Okay. So, yeah. Oh, there's a little bit of a delay. There's about an 18 to 20 second delay. So, you can see me watching me on the live stream here. My cloud mirror, my cloud-based mirror. So true cloud computing here. All right. So anyway, we're going to talk about last Sunday's Tennessee QSO Party, which let me get my notes here. Which we would have had the net last Sunday. We tried to do this on the first Sunday of the month. But because the Tennessee QSO Party is on the first Sunday of the month, and we like to treat it like a field day, more of a field day fest than a contest environment. We participated in that and put the net on tonight. We're also going to talk about the Dandridge East Tennessee Hamfest yesterday. That was in Dandridge, Tennessee, formerly known as the Morristown Hamfest. And hopefully some of you attended. It was a little bit thin, a little bit thinner of a turnout, I think, at least as far as vendors and tailgaters. The big game, Tennessee versus Georgia, might have had something to do with it, but the weather was perfect. You couldn't have asked for better weather. Just like last Sunday for the Tennessee QSO Party, the most beautiful weather we've had in a long time. So not too hot, not too cold, just right. Even at around the end of the contest, which was around 11 o'clock that night, got a little chilly, but still, I was in shorts and a nice light shirt and felt wonderful. Just felt like fall. So we're coming on that. With the change of seasons can come severe weather. So there is, like we've talked about in previous times, there is no tornado season, really. Tornadoes don't have a season. It's not like football or baseball. You don't have a season for this stuff. Tornadoes can happen any time of the year. In fact, here in East Tennessee, I've noticed a lot of activity around Christmas time. You can get some severe weather followed by snow. We've had that many a time. We've had tornadoes on Christmas Day. But the change in seasons can typically accelerate your possibility for severe weather, because hot air, cold air, when they clash, you can get some thunderstorms. So always be prepared. And this is National Preparedness Month. I should have made some accommodation for that. Stand by. Where's my cripes. My backpack that I took the Hamfest is upstairs. It has a sheet on the National Preparedness Month. So let me see if I can squeeze that in here real quick. Not National Car Rental, National Preparedness Month. And I will share that with you real quick, because there is some supplies that you should have on hand for Preparedness Month. So, I think some of the things that you would think of immediately: batteries, water, non-perishable foods. Try and prepare for at least 72 hours of no utilities whenever you have a major situation like an earthquake or tornadic event or loss of power. Have a plan in place for when the worst happens. So here we go. I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to do whoop, not that, this. Okay, there we go. Now, and of course the screen goes away. All right. Water, non-perishable foods for several days. I typically try to prepare for 72 hours. Extra cell phone batteries or chargers. or a way to charge them. I have a battery box that I brought to the Hamfest yesterday, and a lot of people were interested in it. Bill, KK4PAL, he has a YouTube channel. You'll see Josh and Bill's YouTube channel in the description for this video, by the way. First aid kit, flashlights, extra batteries.
SKYWARN net will begin in about 4 minutes, 3 minutes really.
Do I hear 2? Okay. A dust mask to filter contaminants.
WB4GBI Repeater.
Stand by for the commercial there. Moist towelettes, garbage bags and plastic ties for personal sanitation. I have some plastic ties right here. See, plastic ties. All right. Then non-sparking wrench or pliers to turn off utilities. That's a good idea. Oh boy, I am hearing another repeater on the input. There may be some propagation, folks. So, a manual can opener. You can get them for $5 to $6 on the cheap. Just have 1 or 2 extra. And usually those can openers have the little bottle openers on the handles. Those little cheap flimsy things. Have those on hand. And local maps wouldn't be a bad idea. I know on your phones, like on Google Maps, they now let you download offline maps. So, all right, we're getting ready to go live. We should be live here in a couple minutes. But hope that everybody had a good weekend. Hopefully it was a pleasant weekend. And we will be on the air momentarily. We'll get my check-in list going. If you're familiar to the channel, you probably know of the check-in list here. Let me get this on screen. And this time I've added some extra columns. I've added a column if you checked in via the live stream or if you checked in via the radio. So hopefully that will help us make it a little bit easier than having to write it in the notes here. So, and you're free to check in on the live stream using the chat. Give us your name, your call sign, and your location. And if you're out of state, let us know what state you're in. So, all right, let me go back to just me, because I just now remembered I don't have the script. Oh, the clock is ticking. Will he make it in time? Come on. I was so close there. All right. All right, we are ready to go. It is time. Maybe if I can untangle my microphone. Attention all stations. Attention all stations. Calling the East Tennessee SKYWARN Training Net. This is K4HSM located in Knoxville, and my name is Greg. This ain't the right script. Shinola. K4HSM, Greg, assuming net control as WX4TYS for the East Tennessee District 5 SKYWARN Training Net on the 146.940 repeater. All traffic will be directed via net control. See how smooth that was? I make it smooth, ladies and gentlemen. This net is open to anyone and everyone. Tonight's net will consist of announcements and a brief training segment. We will take check-ins throughout the net. Are there any SKYWARN District 5 coordinators on the frequency? And if so, please check in now and indicate if you have any announcements. Josh?
Gina, Greg, and everybody on the net. This is Alpha 4 Whiskey X-Ray, AA4 WX, Josh down here in Eagleton Village. Hope everybody's doing good. No traffic to the net.
Acknowledging Josh, AA4WX. Got you checked in there. Any other coordinators on frequency? All right, nothing heard. Let's see here. I've got a few announcements that will take up a little bit of the net, so we'll probably go through some check-ins before we get to those. Josh, you said you did not have an announcement. Is that correct?
That's correct. No announcements.
All right. So with that, like I said, I'll go ahead and wait on the announcements here until after we get some check-ins. When you do check in, please do it one at a time. Give your call sign phonetically, using International Phonetics as the preferred method. And then give us your name and your location. Let's see here. Yeah, we'll just go ahead and do general check-ins then. Call sign, name and location, one at a time. This is WX4TYS, District 5, SKYWARN Training Net.
Net control. Alpha 4, Oscar Lima, John, 3.5 miles south of Maryland.
Okay, John, got you in there, AA4OL. And there was another station that was trying to check in. There was a bit of a double. That other station go?
Net control. This is KR4AXE, Kilo Romeo 4, Alpha X-Ray Echo, Joe in Sevier County.
Okay, Joe, got you in there. Appreciate you checking in. And thanks for doing it. Did you survive the rod rally?
I made money off the rod rally.
Even better. Okay, thanks a lot. Next check-in, WX4TYS, District 5, SKYWARN Training Net. Anyone and anywhere.
Hey, Greg. KA3WYE Dandridge.
Hello, Tim and Dandridge, KA3WYE. Are you at your new digs?
No, that'll be this Saturday or this Friday coming up. I just sent a whole bunch of people a text message, so whenever you get a chance to read it, everything is written in there. But 13 minutes, 7 miles away from where I live now. So, and it'll be closer to the repeater. Anyway, go ahead. KA3WYE.
Okay, yeah, got the message. We'll see what we can do here. Thanks again, and good luck on your move all the way 13 minutes away. Next check-in, WX4TYS, standing by.
Whiskey 4 Alpha Kilo, Carl, North Sevier County.
Thank you, Carl. Whiskey 4 Alpha Kilo. I saw you at the Hamfest yesterday, I believe, didn't I?
Yes, sir, I was there.
I thought so. Okay, I saw a lot of people yesterday, so great to see you there. All right, thanks for checking in. Next check-in.
KQ4 CMX, Kilo Quebec 4, Zulu Mike X-Ray, Craig out in South Knox County. No traffic tonight, Greg.
Okay, Craig, got you in there. KQ4ZMX. There was another station. That other station go?
Yes, sir. Whiskey 8 Bravo, Romeo Delta, Bill over here in New Market. Good evening to you.
Hey, Bill, good to hear you. And thanks for checking in. Got you there from the metropolis of Newmarket, as a friend of mine used to say. Thanks again. WX4TYS, next check-in. Eddie, stop it. I can't.
Here is Whiskey 8 Uniform, Foxtrot Oscar, Scott in West Knoxville with TLCs.
Acknowledging W8 UFO, Scott in West Knoxville, and yeah, you are going to be giving us I'll be overseeing it, but you'll be backing me up on the one of the topics we have for discussion tonight. So thanks again. Next check-in.
This is Whiskey 4 Delta Foxtrot Bravo, Jason, Eagleton Village, Blunt County.
Thank you, Jason. Got you in W4DFB, the messy capital of the world, Eagleton Village. Thanks again. Next check-in.
Good evening, Greg. Kilo Oscar 4, Whiskey India Lima. Will from Granger County, but currently somewhere mobile in Alcoa.
Hey, Will, why didn't you come see me at the table yesterday?
I don't know. We were talking and walking and walked right by, I think.
Yeah, I know, it was crazy. I think I sent it to you on Mesh. I said, come over and see me, and you stood me up. So anyway, we'll get you next time. Thanks again, Will. We'll talk about the Hamfest here in a minute. Next check-in.
Whiskey Delta 6, Echo Victor Tango, Roger in Sevierville.
Thank you, Roger. WD6 Echo Victor Tango in Sevierville. Was there another station trying to check in? There was. I thought it sounded like a double.
This is Kilo Golf 4, Golf Mike Uniform, KG4GMU Norm in West Knoxville.
WB4GBI Repeater.
Norm, good to hear you, sir. And appreciate you checking in with us tonight. Out in West Knoxville there. Thank you, sir. Next check-in, please.
Net Control, Kilo Romeo 4, Echo Mike Kilo, Rick in Sullivan County.
Wow. KR4 EMK, Rick, way up in Sullivan County. Good to hear you. Other than a little bit of noise on the signal, you're coming in just fine. So thanks for checking in from Sullivan.
Thank you.
All right, appreciate it there. Any other check-ins? We'll stand by. This is WX4 TYS.
Net Control, this is Kilo November 4, Charlie Tango India. Paul, current location somewhere in Jefferson County. Mobile.
All right, Paul, Kilo November 4, Charlie Tango India. Mobile somewhere in Jefferson County. So hopefully you're not lost. If you are, we need to do a fox hunt. We'll try and get some people to scramble and get ready for you. All right. Any other check-ins? Okay, we'll take a pause for the moment. Just an FYI, we are doing live stream through YouTube. There's a link on our Facebook group. The Facebook group is at ET SKYWARN. And the link is to the YouTube channel. If you do a search for ET SKYWARN, you can find the group there. I think you can even search for East Tennessee D5 SKYWARN and it should come up. So with that, we will take a pause on the check-ins for the moment. We'll talk a little bit about East Tennessee Hamfest that was yesterday and the Tennessee QSO Party. I think we will start with a couple of other announcements first. Coming up on October the 4th, which I believe is going to be 2 weeks from this Saturday, this next Saturday, there's going to be a POTA Palooza. If you're interested in operating POTA or want to learn more about it or you just want to join in on the fun, go up to Cove Lake State Park up in Campbell County off of the exit for Caryville. Cove Lake State Park is right there, and join in on the fun. Go to the park. The last time they did it earlier in the spring, it was in one of the picnic areas in the back. So I assume that's the same place they're going to do it this year. But several stations set up, and you can kind of show off your station, operate a little bit. I was there with mine last time to help troubleshoot an issue. So thanks to a few of the guys there, Jeremy and such, who were able to help me figure out why my POTA setup was not at a maximum efficiency. So it's a great opportunity. It'll be October the 4th. I'll see if I can get some times on that, and we'll have it posted on our website and on our Facebook group. Any questions or comments about that? K for HSN. right, nothing heard. Next announcement will be for SKYWARN spotter training. Currently, the Morristown Weather Service is not offering any SKYWARN spotter training in person. You can, however, take the classes online. They have an online virtual class that you can take. It takes about an hour and a half to go through it, especially if it's your first time. They'll have 10 questions at the end of it. You pass the 10-question quiz, and you'll get a certification, and hopefully you'll get a spotter number. If you don't, you can let us know, and we can reach out to the warning coordinator meteorologist to get you a spotter number. We don't require spotter numbers when you check into our SKYWARN nets. It's just nice little wallpaper to have if you want to have that handy with you. But it's good training. But for the Nashville Weather Service over in Old Hickory, the OHX folks, they are going to be doing some online classes. And they're going to be starting on this Thursday, September the 18th, with the basic classes. They're going to be offered online. There are a few that are going to be offered in person. McMinnville, Cookeville, Pulaski, and Dixon, Tennessee will be offering basic classes in person if you happen to be out that way. Otherwise, I would just suggest you take the online courses. They are done through GoToMeeting. I believe if you don't have it set up, it'll install a little add-on for your browser that I believe is uninstalled once the meeting is over. So no worries about security on that. But these are all basic classes. However, there's going to be 2 advanced classes offered in October. The advanced classes are going to be on October the 22nd, which is a Wednesday at 10 a.m. and Thursday, October 30th at 6:30 p.m. So those are virtual. You can register online. We'll put the links up in the chat and on our Facebook group and on our website so that you can participate in those if you are interested. Did have a question come in on my cell phone from Ken up in Ohio, asking if anyone can take these classes. Yes, you can take these classes. Anybody is allowed to take the classes, the advanced classes or the basic classes. Just understand that it's geared towards the Tennessee region. So, as many of you know, there are different climates, different weather patterns in different parts of the country. The weather down in Florida is different from the weather here. The weather up in Maine is different from the weather in Seattle. The spotter training that you're going to get is centralized towards the Middle Tennessee region. But if you're in Ohio or you're in Florida, you're in Texas, you're in San Diego, California, you can take the online classes. They go into a little bit more in depth on what you take from the basic classes. The basic classes just kind of give you an idea of what to look for with the with respect to the formation of severe weather, the severe weather types. The advanced classes kind of take you a little more in depth. You kind of go more into the weeds on cloud structures and formations, reading the information from reports, things like that. A little bit more in depth into radar as well. Now, these are not the same as the Weather 101 classes that they've offered in previous months. The Weather 101 classes were kind of like offshoots of the advanced spotter classes. They actually kind of focused a little more in depth on specific areas. This is an actual certification class that you can take. You can take the class from Nashville, but the certification would come from your local office. So if I'm here in the Morristown warning area and I take the class, it would be registered through Morristown, even though I took it from the Nashville class. So just keep that in mind. If you're asking for a spotter number or any information on that, you would talk to your local meteorological represented agency. Easy for me to say. Any questions on the online classes from Nashville? WX4TY is standing by.
Hey Greg, what does the advanced class kind of outline? Do you know what that is? KO4WIL.
I don't have the exact outline, Will, but it's just basically they kind of go more in depth into what you learn in the basic classes. Like I said earlier, the basic classes offer what to look for, what to spot when you're looking for severe weather, or funnel clouds versus tornadoes, that kind of thing. This kind of goes into more of the structure of a cloud, the cumulonimbus cloud base. They'll kind of talk more about that, which forms the thunderstorms, which can form the tornadoes. So that's kind of what you're looking at there, just getting a little bit more into the weeds.
Okay, thank you, Greg. Just thought I'd ask. I wasn't exactly sure what they would cover. Back to you, KO4WIO. WB4GBI Repeater.
It's like I said, the basic class is good for the everyday people that are not weather geeks. But the if you're a weather geek, then the advanced class would be of interest to you. So it's very insightful, but it's not going to be something that just anybody will benefit from, other than it gives a more detailed explanation of certain patterns of weather. And like I said, it's geared towards Middle Tennessee, which is different from East Tennessee in many ways. But it's still a good class to take. I've taken the ones out of Birmingham, and those are pretty valuable as well. So just something to think about. They are, again, Wednesday, October 22nd at 10 a.m. That's a daytime class, and that's it. That's Central Time. So it'll be 11 a.m. Eastern Time, and then the one on October 30th will be at 7:30 Eastern Time, and those are both online. Any other questions? Okay, nothing heard. If you're real good at memorizing or can write it down real quick, I'll give you the website. It's weather.gov/OHX Oscar Hotel X-ray, which is the Nashville Weather Service office, and then /SKYWARN. So weather.gov/OHX/SKYWARN. I can give that out later as a repeat if anybody needs it. So with that, and again, we'll make those links available on our Facebook page and on our website, on our social media platforms. We do have Twitter. I need to fire that one back up and start using it again. With that, we'll move on. And Josh, are you available to talk for the Tennessee QSO Party?
Surely. AA4WX.
Alrighty. Go ahead and just kind of give a recap of everything that we did for the Tennessee QSO Party, and don't call me Shirley.
Alright, Shirley. AA4WX. Good evening, everybody. This year's Tennessee QSO Party was just absolutely outstanding for our group. We operated last Sunday at the Middle Settlements Field of Dreams on Middle Settlements Drive in Maryville County, or Middle Settlements Road, I should say. We had a great event. We started watch it, viewer discretion is advised. And then KK4PAL, Bill was actually out there as well and shot some video as well. He's on YouTube as KK4PAL Ham Radio Unleashed, so go check those out. If you're watching the live stream right now on Greg's channel, those links are in the description down below. Alright, now for the nitty-gritty. We operated as November 4 Tango for the 3rd year in a row, and here are the results unofficially, as I have them. It'll be probably a couple months before we get the final official results back from Tennessee Contest Group, but here it is, 502 QSOs, 12 countries, 45 states, 31 Tennessee counties, 439 grid squares worked, with a total DX distance of 67,682 miles. The unofficial final score is 203,310. That is by a long shot a record-breaking year for East Tennessee SKYWARN in operating the Tennessee QSO Party. Our previous record was our first year where we made, I believe it was 326 QSOs. So we added another, 180 QSOs or so more. Just an outstanding result. Can't thank everybody enough who came out and operated and hung out and said hello and all that good stuff. So anyway, can't thank everybody enough. Also, over the year, I want to shout out Middle Settlement Methodist Church for allowing the use of the facility. And let's see here. One other thing, the category that we officially entered with is multi-operator, multi-station, fixed, phone, high power. So, yeah, we pulled the amplifier out there and ran quite a bit with it. So, a lot of the success lays on that amplifier for sure. That's all I got, Greg. Back to you. WX4TYS, AA4WX. Back to Matt.
All right, thank you, Josh, and appreciate you getting all that information tallied up for us. And real quick, what did you use to tally that information? What was the method that you employed?
So we logged with World Radio League. World Radio League still got a few bugs to work out. Greg and I are meeting with some of the developers tomorrow to go over that. But I took our Cabrillo file, dropped it in N3FJP, and then just started extracting data from it. It automatically calculated the score for me, and then I went and counted each county that we worked, and then also counted the states and that kind of thing. And it in 3FJP, you just click on the statistics box, and that gives you most of this stuff to work with.
Some pictures that I was able to get from our team. Okay, sounds good. Any questions or any comments about the Tennessee QSO Party from anybody? We'll stand by. WX4TYS. Okay, nothing heard. We'll take a standby for additional check-ins. When you do check in, please give us your call sign, name, and location, and we will put you in the log. If you're listening or watching us on the live stream, you can check in via that as well. This is WX4TYS, standing by for any additional check-ins. Good evening, Pete. Good to hear you tonight, and thanks for checking in with us. Hope you're doing well. Any other check-ins? Anyone, anywhere. You don't have to be a SKYWARN volunteer, or it's not an organization. It's just a team of weather spotters and weather geeks. So you're free to check in if you'd like. This is WX4 TYS. I figured the banner was a lot better than seeing a picture of me on TV reflecting. So, all right, nothing heard. One more thing we could talk about was the East Tennessee Hamfest yesterday. A couple of SKYWARN groups were set up to set some information about SKYWARN, and pretty good Hamfest. It's in a really good building. It's called the Field of Dreams, not to be confused with the Middle Settlements Field of Dreams, but it's a Field of Dreams down in Dandridge, out in Jefferson County, and really good building. It's I think they're talking about expanding it next year. We got use of half of the building. It's a 2-story complex, and on the top level is a gymnasium and a walking track. So that was interesting to see. In the middle of the complex is a concession stand and bathrooms and offices, and I think they had at least one of the rooms that they were using for testing. On the other side of where we were at was like a basketball court, volleyball court. We were in the basketball court area as well. They had one over there, but we were using it for vendors and indoor vendors and displays. So I heard talk that next year they're looking at the possibility of having it for both sides, and maybe even using some of it for tailgating. So looking forward to that for next year. So we had a table set up at the event, and I had a battery box that I built, and was able to show that off for some people, show them emergency power capabilities.
WB4GBI Repeater.
How's my audio, everybody? And also had some information about SKYWARN, like a spotter guide. Had some of those available. I'm sure many of you know this. It's National Preparedness Month, so I had a few pamphlets on that. National Preparedness Month is done by FEMA. They have a list of supplies that you can keep for an emergency supply kit. And there's some that are kind of geared more towards ham radio operators. And among them is for an emergency supply kit, to be prepared for an emergency, like, if you have power outage, no utilities for at least 72 hours. Could have an earthquake, could have, we don't have hurricanes here, but we do have remnants of hurricanes that like to drop a lot of water. It's almost a year since, almost to the day since Helene hit. But among these are water and non-perishable foods for several days per person. I think the recommendation from someone I know, 3 gallons per person for, and it may have been per day, for use as needed. Extra cell phone batteries or a charger, or in my case a battery box. We actually lost power at the house today because of a car wreck taking down a power line near here, so we were without power for a couple of hours. So had to employ it because my mother's on oxygen. So we got her on a portable kit, but I plugged it into my battery box to keep the charge up, because of course we didn't know how long the power was going to be out. A battery-powered or hand-crank radio that can receive NOAA weather radio frequencies and the tone alerts, as well as extra batteries. You should also have flashlights and extra batteries. I recommend at least a couple of headlamps that you can wear with your hat or just on your head, along with extra flashlights that you can keep handy. At least one flashlight per person in your household. That's my personal recommendation. And on top of those, these handheld flashlights to have. On top of that, the headlamps. First aid kit, of course, extra batteries with the flashlights and the radios. Keep all your spare radios charged and have frequencies programmed into them. You should have a whistle to signal for help in case you're out mobile. You could be like, who was it? Paul out there in Jefferson County who's lost. So somewhere in Jefferson County. He may need a whistle to keep, to alert people. Moist towelettes, garbage bags and plastic ties for personal sanitation, dust mask for filtering contaminated air, and plastic sheeting, as well as duct tape. You can never have enough duct tape. If you can't fix it with duct tape, you're not using enough duct tape. So keep that in mind. Non-sparking wrenches or pliers to turn off utilities. A can opener if you have a kit that contains canned food, some like MREs or prep meals that some people do stock and keep handy, as well as local maps. So these are some of the emergency supplies that you can use. And since it's National Preparedness Month, go ahead and put that in for your discretion. Any questions on that? WX42Y, SK4HSM here.
Comment, A4WX.
Yeah, go ahead.
Somebody came up to us yesterday at the Hamfest and let us know about something that's coming up next month. On October 16th at 10:16 a.m. local time, so it doesn't matter Easter Central Time Zone, just 10:16 a.m. There will be the Great American Shakeout, which means basically it's a good opportunity to do an earthquake drill. Best way for you to find preparedness options and more information about this drill will be at shakeout.org. That's SHAKEOUT.org. And best advice I can give you when it comes to earthquakes is drop, cover, and hang on. It's as simple as that. If you can get outside of a building, it's probably a good idea to get outside. But if that is not an option, certainly drop, cover, and hang on. Back over to you, Greg. A4WA.
Jason, you shit. Sorry, had to say something on the live stream. Be prepared for NSFW. Anyway, so thanks again. And this thing about the Great Shakeout, it's not the Great American Shakeout. It's the Great Shakeout. I think it's worldwide. It's not just the U.S. It's a global event. It'll be on October 16th at 10:16 a.m. local time. So on 10:16 at 10:16, you can participate in the drill. So for us, that would be on what day? That is Thursday. So it'll fall on a Thursday if any of you would like to make plans. And I'm looking at the website right now, and you can choose different regions. There's a lot of, there's a lot of more earthquake-prone areas. In fact, East Tennessee is very earthquake-prone. We had a couple of pretty significant earthquakes earlier this year. The kind that you can feel, I guess, is pretty significant for us in this region. I know they had a swarm of earthquakes down in South Carolina recently, so not sure what sparked that activity, but certainly something to prepare for. Very minor, though. A bunch of them could not be felt. I think I think the earthquake has to be above a magnitude 3 for us to really feel it. Yeah, above a 3 you can feel it. Above a certain level, and this depends on the region. Like out in California, a magnitude 5 earthquake would probably cause minimal damage, because the structures out there are by law required to withstand a large magnitude earthquake. Here in East Tennessee, not so much. A magnitude 5 earthquake could cause some significant damage. So something to consider when you're taking preparations. All right. Any other questions or comments? WX42Ys. All right. Nothing heard.
Hey, Greg, I'll note too, if anybody happens to go to that website, we are considered central, the central region. You may have said that. I'm looking at 2 other things at the moment.
Yeah, I saw a drop down to select your region, and yeah, Central U.S., and it has our state listed. So that's what you want to click on to go for more information. All right, we will move on now to discussing TLC. This is something that we are going to try and employ a lot more of, and incorporate more of into our actual nets when we call our actual SKYWARN nets during a severe weather outbreak. We'll try and burn into everyone's brain the method of TLC. This has been out there for a while, but Scott, W8UFO, he's been a coordinator in 2 different areas of our country. And Scott, you can correct me if necessary. One was up in Illinois near the Chicago area, I believe, and the other was down in Florida near the Tampa area. So he's been in a couple of the extremes of weather, but the method of TLC was used for reporting, and it's something that we should really consider when we are giving our reports to the net control station. The first one, T, is time. The second, L, location. Third, C, is conditions. So when we're talking about time, now, let me go back for just a second. The reason we should do this is because when the National Weather Service gets our reports, they compile these into what they call local storm reports. And the local storm reports use this information from various sources. It could be ham radio, it could be train spotters, 911 call centers, emergency services, fire departments, city governments, you name it. So when we give these reports to the net control can turn around and compile it and send it to the National Weather Service via text message or even a phone call if necessary, or relaying it to the Weather Service ham station WX4MRX so that they can send it to the meteorologists and they can put it into their local storm report. It helps to give us some credibility for what we report, and it looks good, but it also gives them a source for the information. So using the TLC method will give them that information that they can put in these local storm reports, and some of them get posted while the event's going on. Some others are done after the fact.
WB4GBI Repeater.
So when we're talking about time, we're talking about the time of the report being sent, obviously. We use Eastern time. I've tried to use Universal time for them, but I don't know if they just have trouble converting it to Eastern time. So when I give the reports locally to the meteorologist at the Morristown Weather Service office, I always use Eastern time. If I have to go to Nashville, I will either note that the timestamp is Eastern time, or I will do the conversion to Central time for them. Also, when you're talking about time, is this ongoing? Is it real time right now, or is it in the past? If you're reporting quarter-sized hail, is it happening right now, or did it happen 5 minutes ago? Now, of course, the reason we would ask that is because your personal safety comes into mind. We don't want you standing out in golf ball-sized hail, dodging golf ball-sized hail to tell us that there's golf ball-sized hail. So, if you're in a safe location and you can report golf ball-sized hail that is occurring right now, you're more than welcome to do it. If you have to wait 5 minutes, we will take the report and note it that this happened 5 minutes ago. So that gives the meteorologist a timestamp that they can use to go to the radar and validate the report that they get versus what is being shown on the radar. So that covers time. Let's go to L, location. We're talking about nearest cross street or intersections. If you're mobile, use a mile marker. If you are in a public area, like a park, you're at a business, you're at a school, you're at an amusement park, like Dollywood, for example, or you're somewhere in the mountains, try to give us a landmark. So the reason is for that is on these local storm reports, not only do they do the timestamps in Eastern time, they also try to mark the locations with GPS coordinates. So what we would do is give them the nearest cross street. We'll say Maple Drive and Main Street of any town USA. And then they can go to that intersection on Google Maps or whatever mapping utility that they have, and they can click a button, get the GPS coordinates, and put it into their local storm report. And that helps in the documentation of the event. A mile marker, if you're driving on the interstate, that absolutely helps. A lot of highways and interstates have the mile markers in tenths of a mile now, or 2/10 of a mile. I think here in the Knox County area for the interstates, that they up through the county lines, within the county lines, I should say, they do it every 2/10 of a mile. So that absolutely helps, especially if you're reporting damage, you're reporting bad weather, you're reporting an accident. So in some other areas, some stretches of road, you may be unable to have a mile marker available, like going on the highway going up towards Campbell County, or Claiborne County, I should say, going up, what is it, Old Maryville Highway, or whatever, there's, or not Maryville Highway, but that old highway as you go up north of Halls in North Knoxville. Somebody can tell me. There may not be some mile markers, so you may have to use the nearest street that turns off, or a business, like a factory, or the nearest gas station. That typically would be helpful. And again, this is so that we can document it on a map so that they can pull the GPS coordinates at the Weather Service and put it into the local storm reports. That's why location is extremely important. The closer you can get, the better. Some people don't want to give out their street address over the air. Understandable. Just use the cross street. I could give my street address with numbers and all that, but if you're not comfortable with that, then absolutely a cross street. Say, like I said, you're on Main Street at the corner of Maple Drive, and you're fine. We can pull it. As long as, and also when you're giving your location, if we're not familiar with, it may help to give us the county so that we can pull it up, the county or the nearest township, so that we can pull it up on a mapping utility.
Question, Greg.
Yeah, go ahead.
Would it be feasible to use something like what 3 words for location? I know sometimes GPS coordinates are difficult to do, especially verbally, but just wondering about the what 3 words, if that would work. KO4WIL.
That has come up in conversation before, and in fact, with Brandon, KG4QWI, who is noticeably absent, but I think he's up in Tri-Cities with his mom today. We actually used what 3 words last week. We were doing some simplex testing on 5.2 testing one of my radios, one of my HTs versus one of his HTs, because we don't live too far from one another. And so we actually used what 3 words to come up with the actual location of where I was versus the location of where he was. So that is a good, useful utility. It's just not very widespread at the moment. But when you, like for me personally, it would be at the net control's discretion. But if you have the what 3 words, that is a good way to do it. Also, something else to consider about that. Some of the words may be a little difficult because I can't remember the exact 3 words I used when I was talking to him with my report of my location. But one of the words he kept misunderstanding because I didn't give it phonetically. So some words like port and sort and court, those can be misunderstood. So you may have to do some phonetics when giving the what 3 words. But that's a good question, and again, that's at net control discretion. If what 3 words helps, then because I can pull it up on a website. Will, do you know if they have an app that they can use on that? Is there an app that people can put on their phones?
Yes, sir. I do believe so. That's kind of what made me think about it. It's just easier than GPS coordinates, and thought it might be a faster way of getting a more precise location.
W8 UFO with info.
Yeah, go ahead there, Scott.
Yeah, what 3 words does have a phone app for iOS and Android. There is some tracking in that application because my Wi-Fi has an ad blocker on it and it's blocking the tracking, and the app isn't too happy. The second thing is that the what 3 words accuracy is 3 meter by 3 meters square, so you can be anywhere within that square. Back to net control.
Okay, thanks, Scott, and thanks, Will. That's again a great suggestion and something that we can certainly employ over the next several nets, and try to at least, if anything, make the information available so that people can download the app and try it out. So good suggestions. Thanks, guys. Any other questions or comments about location?
KG4GMU.
Go ahead.
This is KG4GMU. There is a app that I use. It's called Easy QTH Locator. Easy QTH Locator. And if you enable your location services, you can have the local time as well as the UTC time and the lat long and your altitude. A lot of the POTA guys use this one.
Okay, thanks. That's a great suggestion. I just looked it up on my Google Play Store. I think it looks like I was able to install it for Android. Do you know if it's available for iPhone if you have one?
I'm using it on the iPhone currently. Also, the Repeater book, the Repeater book app will also, if you enable your location services, it'll give you the lat long for that as well of your current location. It'll also allow you to do a lat long of where you intend to be if you know the name or the address.
WB4GBI Repeater.
Okay, great. Yeah, I just downloaded and installed it and set it up. Yeah, it's got my grid square, and using my phone location services. So that's good. And I'm downloading the What 3 Words right now. So if you're watching the live stream, I showed a example of the Easy QTH locator. So that's very good information. And I definitely I plan to use it in POTA operations. So very good suggestion. Thanks again. Any other comments or questions? Okay, nothing heard. Okay, so we've covered time and location. Let's cover conditions. The C part of TLC. What exactly did you see? Now, we're not going to go into all the discussion of what we're looking for, but because I'm hoping most of you know what we're looking for. The hail and the tornadic activity and the rain and the winds and all that. So, yeah, we want to know exactly what you're seeing. And again, is it estimated or measured? That helps us, and it helps the Weather Service determine, because when it's estimated, there are some parameters, I'm sure, that have to be taken into consideration. For someone, a 50 mile an hour wind could actually be, in actuality, 30 miles an hour. For me, whenever I see something going over 20 miles an hour at my house, I'm thinking I'm getting hit by hurricane force winds. Easy to do, especially when you're not accustomed to these kinds of winds on a regular basis. If you're on the seashore on the East Coast, I'm sure they are accustomed to gale force winds. You don't get those here in Knoxville very much, or East Tennessee very much, unless you're in the higher elevations up in the mountains. So, but yeah, when you give the condition report, exactly what you're seeing. And if you're estimating or measuring. We've done a lot of asking of folks when they check in and give their reports if they are estimating or measuring their reports. So it is critical whenever the Weather Service is trying to evaluate the severity of the storm versus what the reports are coming in. And they come in from all sources, like I said. They come in from 911 centers, from the media, from the public, from train spotters, from ham radio, from police and fire. There's many different sources that they get from, and they note this in their local storm reports, their source for this information. And if anyone wants to know what my 3 words are, you can look up newsreel.jingling.chipmunk. Newsreel.jingling, like jingle bells, .chipmunk, and you can see my location. So anyway, very nice. And I couldn't remember what the size was of each grid square there, Scott, so thanks for that. 3 by 3 meters, roughly about 10 feet square. So good information there. Scott, anything else that you want to throw in on this with the TLC reporting?
No, you did a great job covering all of it. Just 2 reminders for folks that the time is the time the event actually occurred, and then of course the conditions are, be sure that you include whether you estimated your report or measurements or whether you actually measured them. Back to you, Greg.
All right, thanks, Scott. Yeah, the good thing about this What 3 Words app, so this is an extreme situation. I don't know personally of anybody that would have this issue occur, but let's say that you are in a structure. Like, my house covers about, I'm counting here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, well, let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20, about 25 grid squares on the What 3 Words app. My house alone is it covers 25 different grid squares. So right now, like I said, I was in that one, the What 3 Words. But what if I'm, in a large structure or like a house fire, and so I could be in newsreel.jingling.chipmunk, or I could be in rhapsody.showl, SHAWL.sunrise, which is on the other side of the house, by the way. So that can help emergency officials locate exactly where you are. So, and again, I guess the caveat is, do the emergency services know how to use what 3 words? So, if anybody's got any insight on that, I would love to know that. But yeah, it's good for us to use it when we know what 3 words is about. But if the emergency services you're contacting don't know what 3 words means, then that could be a bit of a detriment. But if anybody's got any insight on that, I'd be happy to hear it. WX4TYS, K4HSN.
N2AL.
Hey, Andrew, go ahead.
Good evening. Tequila supermarket sustaining. That's my 3 words currently at the moment in my office as I drop the phone. Yeah, so I can't speak for all emergency services. I know here in my locale, like, I know if I see CAD information, especially like up in the park, and it's like what 3 words, or tequila.supermarkets, dot sustaining. I know in my head, hey, I need to break out that app, because that's probably where I'm gonna find wherever I'm going. 911, they're familiar with it, and I don't know about all field personnel, but I know there's a lot of us that, like, if we look at that, we can generally figure out what it is, especially looking in the CAD notes, things like that. I think it's a pretty cool feature myself, especially with now you can use like the SOS, like the text to 911, even if you don't have phone service. I've seen that used before as well.
Yeah, I mean, it certainly is a little bit difficult if the emergency services don't know what you're talking about. So hopefully, I mean, like you said, it's very useful. I'm curious to know how they chose the words, if anybody's familiar with it. I'm taking a look right now at their website, and it's got me in New York City for some reason. So, like the World Trade Center area, that looks like it would be apple.elite.truck would be one of the sites, I think. I'm not as familiar with New York, Lower Manhattan, as some other people, but that's one of the things. But yeah, how they came up with the words to use for what 3 words, I'd be curious to know about. Anybody got any comments or questions on this? WX4TYS.
AA4WX.
Yeah, go ahead.
I just had to share mine. It's pretty comical. Where I'm sitting right now, it's crowning, tanking, incorrect. Those 3 combined, it's just funny to me for some reason.
Yeah, I mean, you can pretty much find some pretty goofy words. So, McGee Tyson Airport. If yes. Now this will be cool. If you're dropping off someone at the short-term, or not the short-term parking, but at the passenger terminal drop-off. Maybe they're at update.case.games, or they're on the other side at transfers.fault.helps. So, you could be on the one end at that one, or you could be at reply.keen.empty. So, it could be very useful to locate specifically where somebody is. Maybe Uber and Lyft need to start using this to help locate people, especially if they're picking them up from the airports. All right, with that, any other comments or questions or locations they'd like to share? WX4TYS. Yeah, go ahead, Joe.
I'm waiting for the app to finish downloading now so I can see what my 3 words are.
Yeah, maybe on a future net we'll, we'll play a little part of that, or at least share some funny ones. So anyway, good information. I like I said, I didn't forget about what 3 words because I used it the other day. So was very was very helpful for Brandon to locate me, and then he tried to stalk me, but so I should have given him 3 different words. Anyway, with that, we'll take a standby. Any additional questions or comments about anything in general, weather related? WX4TYS.
WB.
All right, nothing heard. We'll take another standby for check-ins. Last call for check-ins, and if you'd like to check in and let us know you were listening, more than welcome to do so. And this is WX4TYS. We'll stand by for any late check-ins.
Kilo Romeo 4, Charlie Sierra Mike.
Kilo Romeo 4, Charlie Sierra Mike. Is that correct? Name and location?
You got it. This is Brandon out of South Hamlin County.
Okay, Brandon, good to hear you, and thanks for checking in tonight. Any comments or questions, or just checking in?
Just checking in. I got a new radio at the Hamfest yesterday, and I was programming it, testing it out. Been kind of listening to the net on one VFO and surfing around on the other. So.
Roger that. Okay, well, thanks for checking in. And yeah, we do this on the normally on the first Sunday of the month. We delayed it this month because of the Tennessee QSO Party last week. But yeah, if you'd like to check in again with us, the next one will be scheduled for October 5th. And I'll go through that here in just a little bit. It'll be October 5th at 8 o'clock local time. So hopefully we'll hear you again. Thanks for checking in, and yeah, whenever the weather turns bad, we usually have our district SKYWARN nets on this frequency. So absolutely welcome to check in and let us know what you're seeing. QSO?
I appreciate it. Thank you much. KR4CSM, be clear.
Thanks, Brandon. Any others? That was the one I gave Brandon. Tape, tiniest, dodging. He couldn't understand tape. Okay, yeah, just an FYI. The 3 words I gave Brandon were tape, tiniest, dodging. I gave those 3 words to him. He couldn't hear what tape was. He thought it was take, or tate, or taint. It was because part of the issue was he was having trouble hearing me. And I was just on a little HT, one of the Quansheng HTs, and it was a stock rubber duck, so the signal wasn't the greatest. But yeah, some of these words you probably have to do phonetically spelling in order to properly get the correct 3 words. Otherwise, you could be completely off the map. So anyway, last call. All right, nothing heard. Well, with that, we will go ahead and conclude the net. I want to thank everyone for checking in this evening. Hopefully, we provided a lot of useful information. You can find a recap. I'll eventually have it posted on our website, etskywarn.com. You can also go to .net or .org. And you can also check us out on Discord and our social media channels, Facebook at SKYWARN. We have a Twitter at SKYWARN, or X. I'm going to have to get that one ramped back up again. But with that, this completes the training segment for this evening. I want to thank everyone for checking in this evening. As a reminder, this net meets monthly on the first Sunday of the month, unless the Tennessee QSO Party is happening. We'll be using this repeater again, 146.94. The next net is Sunday, October the 5th at 8 p.m. local time. And with that, this is WX4TYS closing down East Tennessee SKYWARN Training Net at 9:08 p.m. local time. I'd like to thank Tim Berry, WB4GBI, for the use of the repeater. Again, be sure to visit our website at etskywarn.com for the latest information. And we are now returning this repeater to normal use. This is K4HSM. Thank you, everyone, and good night.
Good net, Greg, and great net. I copied 21 check-ins. 2-1.
Roger, roger. Yep, sounds about right. So thanks again. Appreciate you doing the scribing. Makes it a little bit easier.
Hey, I just let you party with the people. You're the man of the people.
I got to come up with a witty remark, and I can't. I'm trying to come up with a witty remark, and I can't. So anyway, thanks again. All right, yeah, your YouTube channel, Josh, Hamshack TV, and Bill's KK4PAL Unleashed. The links are on the live stream, and I think I've got them on our Facebook group too. So be sure to check them all out. So with that, thanks again, K4HSM. All right. Usually wait for somebody to give me some information. All right, volume goes down on the radio. Oh crap! I forgot Eric. Gotta do that for Eric. So anyway, saw Eric WX4ET at the Hamfest yesterday. He remarked about it, so I said, I have to do that. It's I don't know if you can see it. This little spring here. So, but yeah. Anyway, thanks again, everybody, for participating, for watching, for checking in, for letting us know you're listening. And I saw that we had a station from Greensboro, North Carolina. Thank you very much, Jason. Good to have you check in with us. And several others there, Caleb and Jason and Ken. I know Ken wasn't on the chat, but he was texting me on the phone. And just real quick, this is... let me get rid of the graphic here real quick. So this is what the app for What 3 Words looks like on your phone. So looks like there's some advertising with that. And also the Easy QTH locator gives GPS coordinates. There's that. There's your grid square, EM75XX. That's my grid square. Most of the grid squares they give out are just the first 2 letters and then the 2 numbers. There are 2 additional letters after that give you a more precise location. Most people, when they do the reporting, don't have to, or they're not looking for those last 2 letters. But again, for more precise location, that can give you some better information. So with that, thank you, Ken, for watching from Delaware, Ohio. Many might remember Ken checking into the net. He used to live in the township of Boyd's Creek, just outside of Sevierville. And he had to move away to go live with some family, or near some family, up in Ohio. So he's just outside of Columbus now. And we miss him. We miss you, Ken. And we will we will see you soon. I think we're going to try and make it up to Dayton next year, my wife and I. If we do, I'm absolutely going to come up and see you. So anyway, with that, thanks again, everybody. And hopefully we will see you again in October the 5th at 8 o'clock. Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. Thanks again for watching, everyone, and see you soon.